My name is Riley. I am 14 years old. My best friend's name was Lucy. She was a 9-year-old Goldie. The man pretending to be Lucy looks like he is around 40 years old. He wears her skin and my family believes it is her. They brought him home 3 weeks ago. My mom cried when she saw him sitting on the porch. My dad dropped to his knees, calling him our sweet girl, as he scratched behind Lucy's floppy ear, reaching his white-pink human ear. He didn't seem to notice how Lucy's ear was slightly falling with each scratch. Danny, my little brother, hugged his neck and buried his face in the man's skin, rubbing the rolls of his back like it was fur. But it's not Lucy. It's a naked man wearing my best friend's fur. Lucy didn't walk like that. She didn't stumble over her own paws or, well, hands and knees, because that's what they are. Hands and knees. He crawls awkwardly, shifting his weight like he's never done it before. Like he's learning how to be a dog. The worst part is, I think he believes it. He barks when my parents tell him to, his deep and manly voice sounding nothing like my Lucy. He growls when Danny plays tug-of-war, getting in a dog-like playful position as drool drips from his chin and his body is on full display. He even wags what's left of her tail. It's unsettling. It makes me cry. He sits by the door when the leash comes out, panting with this strange, unnatural smile like he's excited. Like he wants to be walked. I tried to tell my mom. I told her it wasn't Lucy, but she just stroked his head and said, "Don't say that, Riley. Look how happy she is to be home." The first night he got here, I heard scratching outside my window. I peeked through the curtains and saw him in the backyard, digging with his bare hands. His nails were caked with dirt, and he was muttering to himself between shallow, panting breaths. I stayed up all night listening to him claw at the ground. The next morning I found out why. When I went outside, there was a fresh hole near the fence where he'd been digging. It was sloppy, dirt scattered everywhere, and right at the bottom of it was Lucy's old collar. It was torn, the leather shredded, and the metal buckle was stained dark red. I didn't hear him coming. "You shouldn't have gone out here," he said. His voice was low, and when I turned around he was crouched by my legs, his head tilted like he was trying to understand me. His hands were dirty, trembling as he reached for me, but I bolted before he could get any closer. "Lucy, come here, girl." My dad called out and he went back to barking and tail wagging, trotting to him on hands and knees. But not before looking at me with his tongue out. Since then he won't leave me alone. He follows me around the house, sniffing at my toes and licking my legs. Anytime I'd yell at him to stop, my family would tell me I've turned into a dog abuser. They'd make me pet him and he would bark happily. He sits outside my door at night, whining softly, scratching at the wood. Last night he finally pushed the door open. "Scoot over," he growled, climbing into my bed without waiting for me to answer. He curled up beside me, his knees pulled to his chest, and rested his head on my pillow. He smelled like dirt and sweat and something I don't want to name. I didn't sleep at all. I just lay there, stiff and silent, as he muttered and whimpered in his sleep, his breath warm against the back of my neck. I could hear every human word that left his lips, and yet my family doesn't believe me. They really think it's Lucy. I am the only one mourning my best friend. I don't think he's going to stop. And I'm scared.